Hi guys, Kirk and Jay here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. About 35 degrees out here, cold to be doing stucco work, so I'm going to make this quick so I can warm up. What we're doing here, guys, is my buddy Ernie, he is a flashings contractor. He's doing a copper roof here. He's doing a lot of work on this. He referred me to it, and the fella here says, well, Kirk, what do you recommend? And I said, well, depends on what you want. And so we spoke a little bit about it, and what we're going to do here for him is we're going to come, we just did the corners, now we're going to come and put a coat of Portland cement plaster over it. Then they are going to come back in a few days when that Portland cures, and they're going to put some granite around this here, I think, a few areas. Then when all that cures, we're going to come back and we're going to do 2 coats of Santa Barbara smooth mission finish on this and kind of give it an old world type of look. We're going to go ahead and set up right now with mud boards and start mudding this. We'll show you how, just the face of it. It's quite simple to do. There's nothing really to it. But the finish is what we'll really show you when we get to that stage. It won't be for a week or two, but Jay knows how to splice all that stuff in. So when we get to that stage, we'll show you the process. And by the way, this concrete here, they're getting ready to tile it. And I said, man, don't tile it. You make our job twice as difficult. What you do is let us finish all this. We're doing 3 coats on this. Let us finish all this work here and then tile it. That way none's going to bleed under the paper and on top of the tile. Less work for us. Anyhow, guys, we're going to get started. We'll show you how to do that finish coat. Last, we'll show you right now how to apply skim coat over this. Okay, guys, what I've done is all 3 sides trying to warm up here. It's cold, man. We got here the little ponds and everything was frozen, so I'm just trying to warm up now. Now I'm going to do the face. I'll probably do the whole face and show you how I do it. Now, some of you guys might say, hey man, that's an awfully big tool you're using to do that. And I say, guys, it's not the size of the trowel. It doesn't matter. I know a guy who's used to using a trowel about half the size as mine, and he can put more cement on than I can. So it's not the size of the trowel that matters, skill level. Anyway.
It's like that old joke, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion in the ocean.
Oh, something like that. Something like that, definitely. What I'm doing, guys, is I'm kind of scratching it, even though this is block and I can hit it with 1 coat, but it's mighty damn cold out here still. So, the mud is kind of loose, just the way I like it, but because it's so chilly, I'm hitting it like a scratch, then coming back with a brown. Show you how I do that stuff, guys. And yeah, the corners help strengthen it quite a bit, guys. That way, say if he's mowing his lawn and he hits with the lawnmower, it'll make it a little bit tough, a little bit stronger. Will it not chip because it has corners? Not really. It'll still chip, but it does make it a little stronger. Plus, it gives me a guideline where to stop my stucco. Okay, now. What I do here is I think I'll finish the entire thing and then I'm going to double this up. You guys want to see just the finish, I'd fast forward to the very end. But I'll go ahead and double this up since I'm here. Got my pants with knee pads in them, so I'm not killing my knees. Yike. There we go. Okay, those corners give me something to stop at. Those are my guides. Right here. Put a little bit of mud here. Get your corner. And doors are going on here, guys, so they're not certain about the size, so I didn't bother with corners on the inside. That's kind of spinning our wheels. here. Last piece on the bottom. Take it, get your corner, get your corner. One more. Now this trowel's so big, it's like using a rod or a derby. There we go. That one's there. Now, what I'm gonna do is put a follow-up coat over it. Come in here. This is my second coat. And yeah, I can do it in one coat, guys, but again, it's a little cold for that. Take it, boom. There we go. Here, take it, knock that little piece up. They are putting a roof on here, and that's, I just take it, trim it out here. Trim it out there, that way they have a guide. Right there. One last little piece. Oh, we got a lot of Italians here. All right. They're making me feel at home, guys. Let's see. Giordano. Oh, that's fine. We always got to have some nosy neighbors. Makes me feel more important, like I'm doing something worthy of watching. And we take this arch here, guys, trim it back, trim it back. That's where they're going to slide those pieces in. Throw that stuff away. Finish it up here. A little bit more here. Beautiful, beautiful. Here's the last piece I'll do, guys. I won't bore you with that other little piece right under my left leg. But you get the idea. If you have any here, just pull it up. And this has got a set for at least a week, because we are doing a color coat here. A cementitious color finish. Maintenance free, they never have to paint it. Anyway, guys, you see what it's like to spread it out. Not a big deal, especially if you know what you're doing.
Alright guys, my dad got the easy part, spreading the outside, but you know his old bones ain't climbing into this little cavern and spreading out in here. I feel like a hobbit hiding in his little hobbit hole. Get out of here, bug. And there's bugs and spiders, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So we're in here, we're spreading, we're gonna do all these walls and the ceiling. This is gonna be a real nice pizza oven when it's all done. Alright guys, now I debated showing you this. I've got all my sides spread out and I've done most of the ceiling. The thing about a ceiling is, ceilings are hard. I mean, I've been doing this almost 10 years now and it doesn't matter. But I wanted to show you homeowners that it's tough. Even if you know what you're doing, it's still gonna drop, you're still gonna get messy. So what you wanna do is you keep your hawk under your trowel and you're just spreading it out. And if you don't wanna get dirty, you are doing the wrong thing. You better hire somebody. We just keep doing that, and you know what? I'm gonna get more dropouts. I've had this stuff falling all over me the last 20 minutes in here. But that's just what you deal with. Anyway, you see what I'm saying? I got fallouts, holidays everywhere, and you just keep going, keep doing it. And it will stick, but you're gonna end up with about half of it on you instead.
Okay guys, now that Jay's out of that dungeon, I could put my final passes on this. It's set up enough now. In fact, it can be another 10 minutes to set up. For example, this wall here, take your trowel, run it above the board here. Get all that stuff off in case they put some trim. And just use the trowel to go back and forth. It's a steel trowel, does it matter? No, it doesn't matter because we got 2 more coats coming on here. Anyway, you see how that's done? Piece of cake, nothing to it. Okay guys, figured I'd reintroduce you to it when it's completed. It's been a few months now. Takes time to put a copper roof like this on. My buddy Ernie from Golden Gate Sheet Metal did it. Of course, the marble is done. Now what we're going to do is doctor a little bit of the things up that need to be, and we're going to cover everything. Then we'll show you the next step. All right, guys, we are finishing up the other fellow's job, the grout. I didn't catch it till we got here. Took me as long to do the grout around everything here because some of it's a 1/2 inch thick, some of it's a 1/4 inch to 3/4. Ernie, my guy who did the roof, he is great. The guy who did the marble, he did a good job, but he left out an important part. So I'm not even going to mention his name because we want to keep it positive. If you guys have this done, make sure the fella does his job, which means if you got tile, he's got to do the grout, not leave it for the next guy. Anyway, we're getting ready now to put the actual finish coat on. We'll show you that too. All right, guys, the fun stuff. I'm going to begin to put this Santa Barbara Smooth Mission finish on it, and we do 2 coats. You see how dry that is? If we try to put stucco on a dry finish like that, anybody know what happens? Any homeowners who watch what we do? It'll flake off. Gotta be hosed down. Anyhow, got that done. Jay mixed me up some good mud, and what I want to do is I'm going to show you guys how we spread this side out, because the front is going to take me a little bit longer and I've got to use my special trowels here. This side here, guys, and again, we're going over cinder block. We applied our base coat over cinder block, so this stuff here mighty easy to do if you're familiar with the tools. And notice, guys, if you watch our stuff, there's no cracks in this. When it cured, it didn't crack. Why? Because brick, block, rock really don't crack when they cure. Not much anyhow. Wood, if you try to do a steel trowel finish like what we did here, wood will crack like an egg because the wood shrinks. Okay, we want to take long strokes, preferably go to the top, come down on our own work. Same thing, long stroke, go to the top, come down on our own work. And 2, this particular color is a lifestyle color. It's from La Habra Lifestyle. It's Coral Gables. The fella here wanted to match the color of the natural stucco as close as possible. Now, what we've done is when we wet the natural stucco down, it darkened it. And this color here too is obviously, when it's wet, mixed, so it's dark. When it all dries, it'll dry a lot lighter. And the rules are, guys, if you do, say, 2 coats, the first coat is going to dry a little bit, it's going to dry its normal color. The second coat, what'll happen? Well, that second coat's going to dry, add another tint to it. So by the time this is dry, with 2 colors on it, 2 color coats, and that's what you got to do when you're doing Santa Barbara, 2, not 1. 2 of them will add a tint to it, meaning it'll be darker than what you see. Anyhow, that's got a set for, I'm going to give this, because I've been hosing down the wall, I'm going to give this about 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, I'll show you how we do that second coat. Okay, guys, we're going to do the second coat. What did I do while I let this first coat cure? I did the whole rest of this easily, even the front. Front actually takes twice as long. Okay, so we're going to put the next coat on. And you got to look at it. You got to see that it's starting to dry. If this were wet, you can't double up a wet coat to a wet coat. That makes no sense. So now, what we want to do is go just about the same amount of thickness. Same amount. The idea is now we got color coverage. We've got a little bit more fat. And earlier when I said we did the grout same day, I don't advise anybody to do that, because when you set your trowel down, if you set it down in any kind of sand, like you set it on its belly, it'll pick up every little speck of dust. That's the last thing you want, because this is, again, Santa Barbara Smooth Mission Finish, and it's got, the sand is about 30-30, meaning that's the finest sand they make for a cementitious color finish. If you were using BMI, they have the exact same material, it's just called marble finish. And on, everybody's got their own name. Usually you'll have 3 kinds of sand. You'll have your smooth, your medium, and your heavy. We are using smooth. So, and see right there where I've got a couple little child marks, I've probably got a grain of sand in there. See if I got it. 1 grain of sand and it'll keep jumping. We don't want that. Okay, so a lot easier to do the first coat. Second coat just takes a little bit more concentration. Look at what you're doing, and the most important thing is be aware of any grains of sand. A little grain of sand just messes you up. Takes forever. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out this top. Here we go. And get this top. And if you could spread Santa Barbara, you could spread anything. You could spread taping mud, you could spread variants, you could spread the veneers, diamond. If you could spread one finish, you usually could spread them all, guys. I have guys say, well, I could spread this. Do you think I could spread the rest of those? If you know how to spread one, basically the same thing. You come down, leave a little bit of fat, go up, leave a little bit of fat, come down. Two more. Leave a little bit of fat, guys. Using a little bit of strength, pushing this on to get out all the holidays. Now, you want to leave a little excess on your corner. And then we're going to brush this bottom piece. Okay, now that that's done, what a fellow like me will do is look at it, make sure we want to get all the holidays out. So now it's just a matter of going over it a couple times. Look at that wall and just go over it a couple times. Make certain that you're getting all the holidays out. Here's a pretty clear indication of what I was referring to earlier. One little piece of sand again. Get that guy out of there and go back to the drawing board. There we go. Anyhow, guys, I'm not going to repeat the side walls, the rear and the front, because you see where I'm going with this. When we get that done with the entire thing, we'll show it to you. Okay, folks, we are done with this. All 3 sides here are done, the back sides. It's all cleaned up, ready to go. Only thing we need is some pizza, man, and that'll just make this whole day.
Somebody say pizza?
The pizza,
There you go.
the pizza genie. Thank you, sweetie, my lovely wife. Anyhow, Jason and I thank you for watching, and as usual, even from my wife, we'll see you guys on the next one. Once again, folks, we thank you for watching, and I really enjoy all your comments.
If you guys like this video, please click the like button down below, and also if you enjoy what we do, subscribe to our channel so we can keep making these videos for you.
My name is Kirk.
And Jay,
We thank you for watching, and from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one.